Hello everybody, it's Shady here again. So, if you guys haven't heard, so we recently, well just yesterday, we had the Final Fantasy XIV Festival, which is obviously just a celebration of the game and usually gets announcements and stuff. And there's a couple of really cool announcements. First of all, we've had the new expansion announced, which is going to be called Dawn Trial, or Dawn Trials, which is scheduled to come out summer of next year, 2024. And an even bigger announcement, Phil Spencer came on stage and announced that Final Fantasy XIV is finally coming to Xbox. I believe it's only for Series systems, and that will be spring 2024. So, yeah, this is really exciting news, because this doesn't just have, it has bigger implications than just this game. And they kind of, one thing they said is, that there'll be more to come in ways of Final Fantasy to Xbox. So it seems like, Square Enix and Microsoft have finally hashed things out. In other words, I think Microsoft have probably just written a big check, and it seems like, yeah, Final Fantasy games will be coming to Xbox in the future, which is great. Obviously I own every system, so, I've been playing them on PlayStation anyway, and, I'm pretty much more of a PlayStation guy myself, but it's still awesome news, and I think people on all platforms should have a chance to play great games. And yeah, so obviously 14, if you haven't played it or you're not aware, is like one of the biggest MMOs ever. It's an amazing game. Yeah, what's great about it is, it has a really good, deep story, and you can actually play like a good chunk of it like on your own. And I think with the dungeons now, there's even like these AI kind of bots as well, so like you don't really even need to engage with anyone else if you don't want to in the game. And yeah, you're gonna have a great experience because it's an amazing game. And you can even, like, there's a free trial where you can play up to like level 60. I think even goes all the way up to like the second expansion, Stormblood, which is insane. So you can like literally play like a good 100 hours of game for free, which is insane. Yeah, so I think they've, yeah, so I would jump on the game now, for non-Xbox owners anyway. It's a great game. I played it all the way back from the PS3 days myself, because that's where it originally launched. So obviously it's on PS3, 4, 5 and PC, and soon to be on Xbox. So yeah, it's a great game. But anyway, yeah, it appears that it seems like Final Fantasy should be coming back to Xbox soon. I'm not too sure what is going to happen, when it's going to come, blah blah blah, but I do have some guesses. I'm pretty certain it won't be too long before we get the Pixel remasters. I assume they're probably going to come to Game Pass at first. 7 Remake, probably going to be on the way as well. It's been, what, like 3 years or so since it's been on PlayStation. So, and I think Sony only had like a 1.5 year exclusivity on that. So yeah, it shouldn't be too long. I'm not too sure when that will come out. Obviously, we've got Tokyo Game Show coming up, so I'm assuming that Microsoft are probably like gonna shadow drop it or just announce it at that point. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I expect the Pixel remasters just to be like announced on Twitter, like coming to Game Pass, blah blah blah. Yeah, maybe 7 Remake won't be the case. They'll probably just announce it, and then I think it'll definitely come to Game Pass. 16 on the other hand, I think that's like a 6-month exclusivity deal with PlayStation, so it'll be coming to PC at the end of the year, and then probably 6 months after that it'll probably come to Xbox. The thing is with that, I know that Sony were heavy in the development of the game, so I'm really not too sure. Yeah, so I still think it could probably come to Xbox. I feel like Sony's heavy development is just to ensure that it came to PlayStation first, and to probably help with the actual, development of the game itself, if you know what I mean, like getting it to run on the PS5 and blah, blah, that sort of stuff. The thing is, though, I don't know what this means for the next Final Fantasy game. Obviously, Rebirth and the third Final Fantasy game, 7 Remake game, the complete trilogy, will be launching exclusively on PlayStation, I'm pretty sure of that. So you'll probably have to wait for those anyway. Yeah, so I'm sure like Xbox will be a game behind, so I'm sure like, Remake 1 will come out when Rebirth is out, around that time. Then Rebirth probably come out when the third game is out for Xbox, I would imagine, if at all. 17 though, I still think that it's going to probably be coming out exclusively to PlayStation, but I don't think it will be too long a wait for Xbox. Saying that, we'll have to wait and see, because obviously this is just coming from what Square Enix said during the development of 16, or around the time it was coming out, where they said they like developing a game for a single platform, you know, the most popular one, so they can get the game out quicker, and then they can worry about porting it later. So yeah, I assume it's going to be probably the same thing. Yeah, but that also brings me on to another topic, something I've been hearing. I don't know, it just seems like since Microsoft have made this acquisition and this new announcement now with Square Enix, there's a lot of people, I mean, mainly on Twitter, so, you know, maybe I shouldn't care what they say, because a lot of these people are stupid, but people seem to think that Sony are going to buy out Square Enix, and it's like, it's just not going to happen, guys, come on. It's obviously not going to happen. First of all, you know, Sony have no fear of losing Square Enix's games or their support on PlayStation, for starters. Secondly, Sony don't have Microsoft type money to blow billions to buy Square Enix, because it would be very expensive. Not Activision levels, but I assume it's probably going to be somewhere between like 5 to 10 billion, and I don't see Sony throwing that sort of money. They don't need to. Plus, I think Square Enix love releasing games for Switch, and they're happy to release their games on PC. So there's no need for it. Because the thing is, you have to remember, Microsoft are making these acquisitions because they've fallen behind in the console space, and they're trying to push a subscription service. The whole point of buying Bethesda and Activision is that they can have content to pop on Game Pass. You know, Call of Duty is still staying third party. So, I mean, that kind of proves it anyway, doesn't it? Like, you know, they're trying to build up their thing, you know, because they have a lot of money to throw around, and to kind of eat the costs for the period of time they need to help build up this service. You know, because if you listen to Phil Spencer, his sort of motto, or the Xbox kind of thing now, is being able to game what you want, because obviously they want to make their games and Game Pass available on PC Cloud and the console. And obviously it seems like, depending on the game, like, you know, the Minecrafts and the Call of Duties, PlayStation, Nintendo platforms, so, you know, that's just their model now. So Sony won't be doing the same thing, and they don't need to. They have enough great IPs as it is. The acquisitions they did make, you know, Bungie, that was specifically to make the live service and online type games, because they have no experience in that. And then Nixion was to do PC ports, because they have no experience in that. And obviously every 6 months to a year, they're now releasing on PC. And then obviously, you know, the other little ones, Housemarque, Firescape, all these were just to help develop first party titles. Because obviously they want more of a steady stream of them coming out now, don't they? Because obviously they made PlayStation Studios, so. And Microsoft are not going to be making any more acquisitions either, because they have Activision Blizzard now, and the headache they had to get that, you know, they're not going to repeat that, and they have enough now anyway. Like, just Call of Duty, Diablo alone, and obviously, you know, whatever, you know, the next Doom game, the next, like, Bethesda game, you know, Skyrim, Fallout, you know, Starfield now, they don't need anything else now. So, yeah, I think everything's pretty much set in stone. If Sony are going to make acquisitions, it's going to be smaller studios then. And same with Microsoft. It'll only be maybe some smaller development teams or anything, but I doubt that anyway. If anything, I think Microsoft are going to be decreasing their studios to try to merge them all together. You know, that's what's eventually going to happen. They're all going to merge within Microsoft Game Studios eventually. Obviously, I'm sure Bethesda and Activision they'll still show them as separate when they do their showcases and stuff. But, you know, it's all going to be under one umbrella eventually. So, yeah, I think this is pretty much it for all that now anyway. Don't expect any more big news. You know, Sony will not be buying a Square Enix or From Software or CD Projekt Red or Capcom, anyone, because they don't need to, you know. Same with Microsoft, same with Nintendo, sorry. They ain't going to be making any big acquisitions because they don't need to. Those two already have, you know, they've put years of time and effort into building their own IPs and stuff. They have great exclusive content, and it's why people buy the systems. Whereas Microsoft, they have a service which they want to bring people to. It's not necessarily about the console. You know, they're not just selling the system, they're selling the service on multiple things. You know, cloud, game, PC and console. So, you know, there's no comparing. And yeah, I mean, that's basically all I have to say about it really anyway. But regardless of that, I think it's great news anyway. And it's just really cool to finally see Microsoft making some good moves in Japan. You know, we've got great support from Sega now. We're actually going to have a Persona game coming day one on Game Pass. I never would have thought of that. You know, it's great. And now Final Fantasy is coming back to Xbox, so it's really good stuff. And, you know, I've been someone who's been really critical of Microsoft, so I have to give them credit where it's due, and they're doing some great work now. So, anyway, have a great day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you soon.